clear at the last hearing that if you were willing to take the witness stand, more of these tapes could be played. Have you reconsidered your decision from the last trial not to testify?
You know, all those things are going to play out during the trial. I've every expectation that I'm approaching this one like we did the first one. This one, you know, we feel very good that ultimately we're going to get the truth out, and whatever it takes to get the truth out, I'm eager to do. So we'll see how it all unfolds, Larry. What I don't want to do is play pundit here. You know, I'm seeking vindication. When the truth comes out, I'll be vindicated. People will see what the whole story is. And to me, the biggest fear is simply this: can you get the whole truth out? And will people get the full story, or will those who've accused me continue to block the full truth from being heard? And that's really as simple as I can put it.
Does the lack of money this time around, the fact that you've exhausted your political campaign fund, has that had any effect on the preparations? How are you going to get yourself a quality defense?
My legal team is working real hard. They're very committed and dedicated. They know the case as well as anybody in the whole world, and if not better. They've got tremendous enthusiasm. They're honest and hardworking and capable, and I'm really excited about them. And you know, it's not the size of the team as much as it is the size of the heart of the operation. And you know, I feel like, you know, we're eager to get the truth out, and that's what this whole process is. And you know, some of my lawyers are here today. They're so young. They're, in fact, Elliot Reedman and Lauren Caseberg just graduated high school like 3 years ago. So they're very young and committed. But you know, young people change the world, and young people changed America. Young people elected Barack Obama, and my young lawyers are going to be responsible for me being vindicated and getting the truth out. And I have great confidence in them, and I really appreciate their hard work and commitment. And you know, they hadn't been paid for something like 6 months, and that they continue to work through all of that is a testament to their belief and their commitment and their enthusiasm and their idealism.
So, Governor, what would you do when Madigan says we got to cut $200 million GRF from schools and there's going to be $400 million less from the feds? Where would you find that $600 million for schools?
Well, what they're not telling you is that there's 700 checking accounts that have a surplus balance of nearly $3 billion in there already. You take the money from there, for one thing. Second, you don't waste taxpayer money on needless bureaucracy, which is what they do. And they've been rebuilding that bureaucracy after they were able to remove me from office. You don't raise taxes on the people like you do, especially during hard times, which is what they've done, and that's just going to slow down economic growth because it's going to hurt businesses. It's going to cost people money, and it's not what government's supposed to be. It's supposed to be about helping people, easing their burdens, lessening their hardships, not making it harder for them so you can make it easier for the politicians. They've been lying to the people. They've broken promises to the people. I hate to say I was right about all my predictions because it makes me sick. The fact that now the people of Illinois have to pay the biggest tax increase in Illinois history when they don't have to, and they shouldn't. And it's going to double dippers and a system that wastes taxpayers' money and serves itself, not the people.
Wish you wouldn't have picked Pat Quinn as your running mate, given him that step up?
The reality is I didn't pick him. He was nominated in a primary. I wish he was the guy I thought he was. I wish he was the guy who said he wasn't going to raise taxes like I did for 6 years. I wish he was the guy who actually said he was on the side of the people, which he's not. I wish he was all those things, which he turned out not to be. And the cynical nature of what they've done with this tax increase, through a lame duck session, having lawmakers who were rejected by the voters vote for a tax increase and then giving them jobs to reward them for raising taxes on the people, is disgusting. And Pat Quinn engaging in that sort of thing is not the Pat Quinn I thought he was.
Governor, you told the students that there was greed and corruption in Springfield, but unfortunately too often it's legal. Is that what happened in your case?
My experience with Springfield was it's an entrenched group of lawmakers and legislative leaders, Mike Madigan principally, who's been there since the 1970s. Governors come and go, but he's there. He's built up an entrenched system that serves his own political interests and his own law practice. The same with John Cullerton, who's the Senate president. It's why people now have to pay the biggest tax increase in Illinois history to feed that system that these guys have become the architects of, that they've created and that they're maintaining. It's a corrupt status quo in that regard. But the sad part is they control what the laws are, and when they don't call the bills to change those laws, what they're doing is legal. And that's the sort of change I was bringing about and fighting to bring about It's in many ways the story of the 6 years I was governor, and trying to move it in ways that you can actually give health care to a child, preschool to a child, free public transportation to senior citizens, and protect taxpayers from higher taxes. And this story's far from over. This is an interlude, a wilderness period, and as far as I'm concerned, when all goes as I hope and expect, when I'm vindicated, I look forward to getting back there and being even a bigger voice for the people than I was before.
How do you plan to do that? They passed the law that says you can't run again. What would you do? What role do you think you're going to have?
Got responsibilities here.
One more question?
What a pro.